Once again to the another tutorial, and in this tutorial the main goal of this tutorial is like I will create a very simple application where you can add your first name, last name, and then submit the information, and then there will be it will display a toast if there is error, or if it will display um, information like that you have a message where which you have entered, okay, with the entered data. Okay, so it is very simple application, but my main goal of this creating this application is to summarize all the information that I have explained in my previous tutorial. So let's not waste the time and let's create this application. Okay, so first of all, as you can see that this is a very simple application which with nothing but a very simple text view that has a Kotlin app as a text value. So whenever you need to add editable text, you can create a editable text by adding a edit text, right? So let's create this edit text with let's create this edit text. Full name, no, it's not a full name, it's like first name. Okay, I will first I will just hard code the string for the moment. Later on I will try to modify this one. Okay, so if you run this application, I want to just show you how the edit text will look like. Okay, so you see your edit text is pretty much let me make it transparent. Okay, yeah, your edit text is pretty much, it looks like this one. Okay guys, so this is a very simple edit text where you can edit your text. You know, it just provides you to edit your text, write your first name. It's pretty simple, but although this is perfectly fine for us to add or edit text, but I consider not using this edit text because we have a material design library provide us some other a new widget. It's called in text input edit text widget, and it will have a wrapper called text input layout view, which give us some very interesting polished look, you know, which is much more better than the normal edit text. Okay, so let's implement that. Okay, we will not use edit text, so I'm just writing here to show you the difference. So the we can use text input input layout, okay, which is pretty much like match parent and wrap content, and which has a wrapper inside, which is also a text input sorry guys, I made a mistake. It's a text input layout, and inside it's a wrapper called text input edit text. wrap content. Okay, okay, it's also match parent and wrap content. So obviously I will have to also have the constraint here. So okay, so okay, I let me add the id here is a first name wrapper. Okay, let me just for the moment I want to just create a hard-coded text. Later on I will be just extracting the resource for it. Okay, let me extract it. Okay, first name. Okay, and let me also create the id first name. Okay, and yeah, actually the interesting thing about this is it will provide you some polished look. Okay, so let's apply this and see the difference. Previously it was like this with the text editor. You see now the difference is like it's look pretty different, right? It looks pretty polished, like we have also this one. So we will now add more styles to this view, and we want to make it more we want to polish our application and to make it look more better, but step by step. So I want to also actually maybe I want to okay, I want to add a margin. Okay, you see it looks pretty polished and different, right? So yeah, this is the concept. And okay, I would also like to add here um, text view is match parent wrap content. Sorry guys. Okay, it's like a title. It's a title, and it's the title of the constraint. Okay, let me write the constraint is top to top of parent, and text is uh, it is like kind of a form. It's a form. Okay, so you have to fill this form, right? Let me extract the resources and the form text. Okay, and this is to bottom of is title. So this is pretty much in the bottom of the title. Okay, so let me apply this and see. Yeah, this is a form, but I want this form to be in the okay, let me make the text size 10sp, and let me make it bold. Okay, not so, make it 20. Okay, uh, Okay, let me add it to the center. Okay, so this is the form. Okay, and okay, so similarly I can also add the second form, right? But before that, yeah, let's explain about the text layout, text input layout. Text input layout allows us to create a label for the text input edit text. Okay, you see that the hint label that we have created is for text input edit text view, and does a nice animation when text input view is focused. Because if you see the nice animation here, for example, like the view is not focused for the moment. For the moment it's focused. Okay, I can create another view. uh, last name, last name. So okay, let me extract the string. I want to explain some concepts here. Okay, so is okay, so what I want to explain the concept here is, you see, what it is doing is, like, when there is a focus, it like this text input layout, what it does is it allows us to create a label for the text input edit text view, and does a nice animation when the text input edit text view is focused. You see such kind of animation. What it is doing, it is done by text input layout. Okay, so this is the understanding that you have to understand, because it's pretty nice and smooth animation that we have, which is pretty much impossible in the edit text view. Okay, so that's why we use this newly available material library component called text input layout, and which is pretty much wrapping the text input edit text view. Okay, so this is the main understanding that you have to understand. So now keep on from like, let's move forward to build our application. And so now we want to change what we want to change. We want to first yeah, I already told you guys, you want to extract your text, everything here, right? Like, I extracted the first name, last name, the form. uh, okay, let me write it here: filling application, or form filling app. Okay, so sorry guys, where is the my layout? Okay, so if you read, check here, it will be form filling app. Okay, uh, okay, so I want to make it okay, I want to make it teal. Yeah, so this looks much fine. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the best practice that you have to do is by extracting the text. Yeah, we can also much better here by extracting to one style, and implementing a style. So we will be doing just in a moment. Okay, so the what's next? The next thing is we want to update our styles. So I want to, okay, now update the style I was telling you about. So let's update the style. Where is the style is pretty much present here in the themes, right? So Okay, let's add our more styles here, which is pretty much create our style, which is the name of the style is put style. Okay, every style that you create must have a parent. Okay, so we are pretty much using a outlined box parent, outlined box, sorry guys, it's not a theme overlay, it's we have a different outlined box, but this is of a text input, edit text. Okay, text input layout. Okay, so it's outlined style for the text input layout, text input layout style. Okay, so what we have to do is like this style has an item and margin. Okay, so I want to add a margin of like 8 dp. Okay, so yeah, I've created a style here. So yeah, I just want to for the moment create this style. I want to add another style which is for button style. Okay, which is also pretty much will have a parent, or you don't need a parent because it's a custom style. Okay, so I want to have a bottom style of which has a item layout margin. Okay, I want to have a margin of also 8 dp. I want to have a gravity of to center. Okay, so this is another style, and I also want to create another style which is pretty much for the greeting display style. Okay, which is pretty much we'll have items like the margin, we have a layout margin of obviously the 8 dp, like and grab. Okay, I can do also like this, gravity to center, and height, the height, layout height, because I want the bottom to be sort of certain side, maybe maximum 45 dp. I want to make it maximum of this size, I don't want to be much bigger than that. And finally I also want to yeah, let me create like a title style. Okay, I want to create a title style, because as you can see here I was adding everything here, right? The text size, text style, text alignment, so I can make this into a style. So how can I make this to a style is like layout margin, gravity center. I want to add these components like text size. So text size, I want to be as a 20 sp. I want text style, text style is to be bold. Actually I'm creating a style, okay, so I can reutilize it everywhere. And also text color is uh, till 200. And yeah, actually already gravity center is already there. Yeah, so this is a way of creating a style, guys. So you see I have created multiple styles here, custom styles, and now I am going to use this style to to my view. Okay, so first thing is I want to use the style is text. Okay, no, it is called title style. And here what, text input style, layout style. Okay, and same goes to here, layout style. Okay, so now let's apply and see the difference. Okay, I relaunch tab. What is this? It's saying, it's giving me error. Text input layout, text input layout style. uh, okay, actually I used different parent. You know, you have to pretty much use the material components parent, not material 3, guys. So yeah, that was my mistake, guys. Okay, so now you see it looks pretty different, and it looks nice. It's much nicer than before, right? So yeah, so now we have these styles, and we applied these styles to our layout. And and we will be moving further with the view. So what we need now is, we can add our first name, we can add our last name, that we also need a button here to submit. Or so let's add a button, let's add a material button. Okay, so okay, let's add a material button here, which pretty much match balance and wrap content. And the text of the button is pretty much is submit. Okay, so you submit, you extract this string to the resource, and then you add a id, which pretty much say submit button, and you add the style is a button style. Okay, and you add the constraint is top to bottom of its last name wrapper. Okay, so it should be below here, and apply this. Yes, we have this we have this we have this button, right? But I want this button to be much more okay, what I was trying to do was, I want this button to have a okay, not match parent, but I want to be as a wrap content, guys. So let's apply this, but I want to start of parent and end to end of parent, so it will be looking much better, guys. So yeah, this looks much better, right? And yes, we are good to go with the view. So yeah, as you can see here, we are pretty much good to go with the view. we have applied the view. um, so what's next? Now we have to use this view. We have to actually write a code to the code is going to manipulate the view, or maybe take the inputs from the view and submit the view, and try to update the view, or maybe so a toast if there is an error. If, like for example, you submit everything, there is like also some kind of a validation, text validation, the input validation that you can do here. Okay, so this is a front end, like this is the UI of the view. So um, so let's move on to the concept of how do you attach the view with the uh, so how do you add the interaction with the view of the activity. So actually, the concept is the layout. This XML file, the layout doesn't do anything by itself, so you have to when you click the button, you have to just, there must be some kind of a listeners, which is pretty much listening to your interactions here, right? So where this all this kind of activities is done in the main activity. So let's focus on doing all the data manipulation or view manipulation in your main activity. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, first thing is okay, the first thing is we need to find the uh, okay, I'm using find view by id here. Okay, for the simple purpose of simplification, because later on we will be using data binding or view binding in uh, the upcoming lectures. All right, guys. So yeah, it's just for simplicity, and I want to show you, so we will try to understand in the depth before going through the complex steps, right? So the listeners that I was talking about, to listen to the click button, is called set on click listener, which is pretty much performing the action in a lambda. So we get the greeting display text here. So okay, so actually, we want to show the greeting display. Where we want to show the greeting display, the greeting display should be shown somewhere below, right? uh, so yeah, okay, actually I have to add another text view. um, where is my activity? Okay, so actually, I have to add another text view, which is pretty much below the, and I have to add a, this is like a greeting text view, which has a it will be like top to bottom of submit button, which will have a margin top of 16 dp, and okay, I will have text greetings message. Okay, it is like just a tools text, means like it is just used um, to verify. uh, okay, let me run the application again. Okay, it's not seen, but it is just seen by the view, right? So it will be pretty much here. If you can see here, it will be pretty much okay, let me just, yeah, uh, just split my view to the code view. It will be pretty much like this here. Okay, you can see this tools text message just for debug purpose, like you can just see in the layout, but when you run the app you don't see that, right? Okay, so we will be displaying this greeting message here, and okay, so I want to also check out if I can put some styles of this greeting text. So yeah, it's already text style. Okay, greeting display style, but I want to add a parent. I want to add the body one. Yes, material component body one. I want this one. Greetings display style. Okay, I want to use this style, and yes, we are good to go here. So what we are doing is, when we click, if the form is validated, we will, okay, we will get the first name from the text input edit text value. First name. Okay, we will get the first name. How do we get the first name? Is find viewer id text input edit text r dot id dot first name. We get the value from there. Okay, trim in case if there is some spaces, and then we similarly we will also get the okay, we get the last name, but obviously the id changes is last name. Yeah, we get the first and the last name, what we enter here, right? uh, okay, so this is the idea. And what next? Okay, what next is, like, we will have to we have to check if the first name and the last name are not empty. If the first name empty and last name is not empty, if those names are not empty, then display name is first name plus last name. Okay, so we will now display the greeting text. Greeting text display will have a text which will be consisting of a display name, okay, and okay, let me write something like we can also have okay, let me make it more interesting by adding a string template. Text to the app. Okay, and welcome to the app. Okay, so string context. Okay, so yeah, pretty much we are good to go. But what if the text is null? We want to show the toast message, as I told you. Toast make text these get enter a name. Okay, let me also make it not hard coded, like error enter text message. Okay, please enter the information. Okay, please enter the information. Okay, okay, with the exclamation mark. So we will string text message. Yeah, toast the text long to make it more long, and apply set gravity center. Okay, and show this text. Okay, so I want to show the toast in the center. Yeah, we are pretty much good to go, guys. Okay, let me run the application and see if everything is pretty fine. Okay, we have pretty much run our application. So first name is this one, and I want to submit it. Obviously, please enter the information. I'm getting a error message here, but in case if I write a correct thing like and submit it, welcome to the app Niranjan Khatri, so this is what we were doing, and it's a very simple application, guys. Hope you have um, hope you like it. And okay, before wrapping up this tutorial, I would like to also tell you one interesting thing is about the um, uh, about okay, so it's about this thing that I'm using is find view id. Actually, we don't use find view id, so I'm just using it for the simplicity because I have not yet introduced view binding in my tutorial, so I don't want to complicate if you guys are very beginners. And if you are learning this, I mean, like watching this tutorial, and but if you are advanced, find view by id sounds pretty awkward, in the sense like it is pretty much a classic way of accessing the id of a view id. Okay, so in the coming lectures, when I will be introducing view binding, I will be replacing this with much more cool and interesting way of doing view binding. And till then, please just don't worry about this find view id, because later on in the tutorial we will be replacing find view id. We don't need to do it each and every time, find view id like multiple times. It's just a waste of time, guys. So we will not be doing this, but for the simplicity, and if you are a beginner, I suggest you to do this just to understand how is the concept. The concept is like whenever you want to access a view, you access the view by the id, and that is how it is done here. You find view by id. Okay, so being said, okay, there is also another concept I want to make the explain is like we can also validate our inputs. Like for example, you can validate your inputs, like I validate my inputs by checking here if it is not empty, right? But I can also validate in my xml file, pretty much in my like by just in my text input edit text, so I can just provide some multiple validation here. So actually it's a validating user input is like kind of amazing and a key one of the key in important concept in processing user data. So you must have seen this many times, like when you are when you have a form, like for example this is a very simple form, like I'm just using a name and a last name, but what if I want to enter a phone number, and I want to validate my form that the phone number correct phone number is entered, and the phone number has like pretty much it must be only digits, and it must have some like your phone number can be maximum of 10 digits, and such kind of validations, okay, can be kept inside, and it's pretty simple. You can just um, do it pretty much inside your text input field. Like you can just, for example, if you are validating your phone number, like you can pretty much introduce like such validators like digits from 0, uh, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and or dot, if even if you have to enter like imports, like no, like currency values, like with the dot you can just import like do that. And also you can sometimes you do introduce validators, like not only digits, like for example I want to have a maximum length of your surname cannot be more than 20 digits, so I can just do like that, I can constraint my inputs, or yeah, so that's what I was trying to say. And yeah, you can like for example if your this is a password, and you can also add input type is a password, phone number password, text password, you see, is like a date, you can have a different validators, like you see here, it's automatically provided by the Android toolkit library. So yeah, so that's it guys, and hope you are okay with the tutorial and you like it. So if you like it, please do subscribe and just like, and if you have any questions, just thumbs up, or like just ask me any questions, write me. And thank you very much. Catch you in the next lecture guys.